Forgive me for putting the question so bluntly. Benjamin might apologize to Henry.
It'd be good if they talked.
Well, he has to apologize, Alan. He has to tell him he's sorry.
Yes,
But
of course.
is he sorry?
He realizes what he's done. He just doesn't understand the implications. He's 11.
Well, could you come by the house with Henry about 7:30?
7:30. What do you think, Michael?
Well, honestly,
Well, go on.
I think Benjamin ought to come over here.
I agree.
I don't think it's right for the victim to be out traipsing around.
That is right.
Personally, I can't be anywhere at 7:30.
Well, since you're no use, we won't be needing you.
All the same, I think it would be best if his father were here.
All right, but then it can't be this evening. Yeah. No, there's no mention of this in the executive report, and no risk has been formally established.
Benjamin isn't made aware of his responsibilities. They'll just stare at each other like a pair of China dogs. It'll be a catastrophe.
What do you mean? What do you mean made aware of his responsibilities?
I'm sure your son isn't a savage.
Of course Benjamin isn't a savage.
Yes, he is.
Alan, this is absurd. Why say something like that?
He's a savage.
How does he explain his behavior?
Or he doesn't want to discuss it.
Oh, but he ought to discuss it.
He ought to do any number of things. He ought to come here. He ought to discuss it. He ought to be sorry for it. Clearly, you have parenting skills that put us to shame. We hope to improve, but in the meantime, please, bear with us.
Okay, now hang on for a second. This is ridiculous. Let's not end up like this, okay?
I am only thinking of him. I am only thinking of Benjamin.
I got the message. They're panicking. They've got the media up their ass. You have to prepare a press release. Not something defensive. On the contrary, go out all guns blazing. You insist that Varenz Pharma is the victim of a destabilization attempt 2 weeks before the shareholders meeting. Yeah, where did this paper come from? Why did it have to fall out of the sky right now? Etc. and so on. Don't say anything about health problems. Just ask one question. Who's behind this report? Right.
Funny job.
And what is it you do?
Oh, I got an ordinary job.
And what is an ordinary job?
Well, I told you, I sell frying pans.
And doorknobs.
Oh, and toilet fittings and lots of other things.
Ah, toilet fittings. Now we're talking. That's really interesting.
Alan.
It's really interesting. I'm interested in toilet fittings.
Well, why wouldn't you be?
Well, how many types are there?
Oh, there's two kinds. There's a pressure assist or gravity.
I see.
Well, it depends on your water feed.
Well, yes.
Water either comes from above, down below, or from below, up above.
Yes.
You know what? If you're really interested in this sort of thing, I can introduce you to my stock manager who specializes in it. Thing is, you're going to have to leg it out to Secaucus.
You seem to be very on top of the subject.
Yeah.
Are you intending on punishing Benjamin in any way? You can carry on with the plumbing in some more appropriate setting.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling well.
Shit.
Yeah. Call me back and read it to me. What's the matter with you? Have you gone nuts shouting like that? Serge heard everything.
Good, it drives me crazy, that cell phone, endlessly.
Listen, Annette, I'm already doing you a big favor by being here in the first place.
Extraordinary thing to say.
I'm gonna throw up.
No, you're not. You are not going to throw up.
Yes, I am.
Go to the bathroom.
Hey,
Go to the bathroom if you want to throw up.
give her some of that Pepto-Bismol.
You don't suppose it could be the clofaldy?
It was made yesterday.
Oh, don't touch me.
Calm down, Woof Woof.
There's no reason to get upset over nothing.
No, according to my husband, everything to do with house, school, or garden is my department.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is, and I understand why. It's deathly, all of it. It's deathly.
If you think it's so deathly, why have children in the first place?
Yeah, perhaps Benjamin senses your lack of interest.
What lack of interest?
Well, you're the one that just said that was going to be... Oh, my God! Oh! Oh! Go get the dishpan! Get the dishpan!
My son is a snitch.
No, I was just joking.
Yours is as well, if that's how it's going to be.
What do you mean ours is as well?
Well, he did identify Benjamin.
That's because we insisted.
Michael, this is beside the point.
Whether you insisted or not, he gave you the name.
Annette.
Annette what? You think my son is a snitch?
No, I don't think anything at all.
Well, if you don't think anything, don't say anything. Stop making these insinuations.
Ned, let's try to remain calm. Michael and I are making every effort to be reasonable and moderate.
Not that moderate.
Oh, really? What do you mean?
Moderate on the surface.
Well, I really have to go.
I'll go on. Be a coward.
Annette, right now I'm risking my most important client, so this
My son has lost 2 teeth. 2 incisors.
Yes, I think we all got that.
One of them forgot.
He'll have new ones. We'll get him new ones, better ones. It's not as if he's burst an eardrum.
We're making a mistake not to take into account the origin of the problem.
There is no origin. There is just an 11-year-old child hitting someone with a stick.
Armed with a stick.
We withdrew that word.
You withdrew it because we objected to it.
We withdrew that without the argument.
A word deliberately designed to rule out error or clumsiness, to rule out childhood.
I'm not sure I'm able to take much more of this tone of voice.
But can I say one thing to you? Having met the 2 of you, it's obvious to me, for what's his name, Benjamin, there are mitigating circumstances.
When you murdered that hamster.
Murder?
Yes.
I murdered the hamster.
Yes. You've done your best to make us feel guilty, but your virtue went straight out the window once you decided to be a killer.
I absolutely did not murder that hamster.
Worse, you left it shivering with terror in a hostile environment. That poor hamster is bound to have been eaten by a dog or a rat. Don't you feel any guilt?
I feel no guilt whatsoever. That creature repulsed me. I'm glad it's gone.
Michael, that's ridiculous.
What do you mean it's ridiculous? Have you gone crazy as well? Their son beats up Henry and I get shit on because of a hamster?
You behaved very badly with that hamster. You can't deny it.
Fuck the hamster.
If you feel no guilt, why do you expect our son to feel any?
Look, I have had it up to here with these idiotic conversations, all right? We were nice to you people. We bought flowers. My wife dressed me up as a liberal. I've had enough of this bullshit. I am not from the polite society. What I am and have always been is a fucking Neanderthal, okay?
Aren't we all?
No, excuse me. We are not all fucking Neanderthals.
Hey, anybody want a little rum?
Murray, I'm in a meeting. I'll call you back from the office.
So you see, I live with a man who's completely negative.
Who's negative?
I am.
This was the worst idea. We should never have arranged this meeting.
I told you.
You told me.
Yes.
You told me you didn't want to have this meeting, Michael?
I told you I didn't think it was a good idea.
It was a good idea,
Oh, please. Anyone?
You told me you didn't think this was a good idea, Michael.
Think so?
You think so?
I wouldn't mind a little drop.
Didn't you have to go?
I could manage a small glass now that we've come this far. My wife had to drag me here. When you're brought up with a sort of John Wayne-ish idea of virility, you don't want to settle this kind of problem with a lot of yakking.
I thought your model was Spartacus.
Same family.
Are we allowed a drink?
Yes, Veronica and I would like one too. By the way, it's pretty amusing. Someone descended from Spartacus and John Wayne who can't even pick up a mouse.
Shut up about the hamster. All right? Shut up.
You're right. It's laughable.
What about her?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Give me a drink, Michael.
No.
Michael.
I said no.
Michael.
No.
What's the matter with you, Michael?
All right, go on. Drink out there.
Is alcohol bad for you?
It's wonderful.
Come on, have a sense of humor.
I don't have a sense of humor. And I have no intention of acquiring one.
Your marriage. We're here to settle a problem to do with our children. We don't give a damn about their marriage.
Yes, but...
But what? What do you mean?
There's a connection.
There's a connection. Of course, there's a connection.
There's a connection between Henry getting his teeth broken and our marriage.
Obviously.
We don't get it.
Children consume our lives, and then they destroy them. Children drag us into one disastrous situation after another, you know. You see these happy couples, they're all in love, and they're laughing, casting themselves off into the sea of matrimony, and you say to yourselves, they got no idea. I mean, they literally got no idea. They're happy, they're laughing. Nobody tells you anything in the beginning, right? You know, I got a buddy of mine getting ready to have a kid with his new girlfriend. I said, you're going to have a child at your age? You got 10 or 12 good years left before cancer or a stroke gets you. And you're going to strap yourself down with a brat.
Just because their marriage is fucked doesn't mean we have to compete.
What gives you the right to say our marriage is fucked? Who gave you permission? You are exhausting. These conversations are exhausting.
You see, Veronica, I believe in the God of Carnage. He has ruled uninterruptedly since the dawn of time. You're interested in Africa, aren't you? Feeling bad?
Don't worry about me.
I am worried.
Everything's fine.
Matter of fact, I just came back from the Congo. Over there, little boys are taught to kill when they're 8 years old. During their childhood, they may kill hundreds of people with a machete, with a kalach, with a thump gun. So you'll understand that when my son picks up a bamboo rod, hits a playmate, and breaks a tooth, or even two, in Cobble Hill Park, I'm likely to be less susceptible than you are to horror and indignation.
You don't lecture me about Africa. I know all about Africa's martyrdom. I have been steeped in it for months.
I don't doubt it. Anyway, the ICC has already conducted an inquiry on Darfur.
You think I don't know that?
For God's sakes, man, don't get us started on this, all right?
Oh, Michael!
Hey, Ronnie! Ronnie! Oh, Ronnie!
You know what? I'm starting to like you.
She's a supporter of peace and stability in the world.
Shut up! We are living in America. We are not living in Kinshasa. We are living in America, according to the principles of Western society. What goes on in Cobble Hill Park reflects the values of Western society, of which, if it's all the same to you, I'm happy to be a member.
I suppose beating up on your husband's a part of that?
Michael, this is going to end badly.
Interesting idea.
Oh, God.
Yes. No interviews before the circulation of the press release.
That's it. I insist you break off this horrendous conversation.
Absolutely not. The shareholders won't give a fuck. No, remind him the shareholder is king. Annette!
Kiss my ass.
Alan, take one and relax.
No, there is no smoking in this house.
Cuban, Cohiba, and Monte Cristo, number 3 and number 4.
You do not smoke in a house with an asthmatic child.
Who's asthmatic?
Our son.
Didn't stop you from buying a fucking hamster.
It's true. If somebody has asthma, keeping animals isn't recommended.
Highly unrecommended.
Even a goldfish can be risky.
Do I have to listen to this fatuous nonsense? Excuse me. Evidently, I'm the only one here not feeling rather pleasantly today.
In my mind, there are wrongs on both sides. That's it. Wrongs on both sides.
Are you serious?
What?
Are you aware of what you're saying?
I am, yes.
My son Henry, to whom I was obliged to give 2 extra strength Tylenol last night, is in the wrong?
He's not necessarily innocent.
Fuck off! I have had enough of you! Oh!
My purse! Oh my God! Alan!
My God, man, what's going on? They have seriously lost their shit here.
Alan, help! Alan, help! Shut up! Let's get out of here, Alan. What are we doing staying here in this dump?
Yes, darling. Oh, good, so you'll be able to do your homework at Annabelle. No, sweetheart, we haven't found her. Yes, I went all the way to the grocery store, but you know, sweetheart, you have to have faith in Nibbles.